Hello, Billies, and welcome to our new podcast, Billies Speak. I'm your host, Gavin Kelly, joined by my co-hosts, Anicia Lindsay, Brittany Cathy, Logan Owens, and Giovanni Santos. They will all be presenting their own segments, starting with Billy News and the introduction of our theme from Anicia.
We kicked off the basketball season to a rough start. The Lady Billies lost against the McGee Owls. It was 45-58. The next basketball game is the Brooklyn tournament, and that's going to start November the 21st. And that's it for your Billy News.
Now, on to our theme. I'll have Anicia tell us about Thanksgiving and about Black Friday.
It is that time of year when we are forced to finally get off of our phones or video games, and we have to face our family. Not just your immediate family that you deal with every single day. Now you have to talk to that weird aunt that keeps pinching your cheeks and swearing to Jesus that she held you in her arms when you were just a baby. It is Thanksgiving. Now, me personally, I love Thanksgiving. There is nothing better than spending quality time with my family and stuffing my face until I go up a size in jeans. But who cares? I'll burn a few of those calories while I'm racing some boomer to get the last AirPods in Walmart during Black Friday. But Thanksgiving has not always been the train wreck we made it into today. Okay, I take that back. Thanksgiving has always been a complete train wreck since the very first Thanksgiving back in 1621. But I mean, what is Thanksgiving? Clearly, it was not invented just so we can drown in gluttony. Thanksgiving Day is a state holiday that is held in Canada, the United States, and some parts of the Caribbean islands. It also takes place in Liberia. The celebration always takes place on the fourth Thursday of November in the U.S. and the second Monday of October of every year in Canada. Thanksgiving is connected to the harvesting season celebrated in the world at the end of every crop harvest. However, it marked a different period in the U.S., a time when the Pilgrim Fathers arrived on American soil, and long story short, they tried to colonize on the Native Americans' land, but the Native Americans wasn't going. And shortly after arriving, the Pilgrims realized, oh dang, we can't survive here. We are dying and starving, and we are spreading our diseases to those poor Indians. But finally, after Native Americans and Pilgrims set aside their differences, they came together to celebrate the Pilgrims' first harvest in the New World on October 1621. The first Thanksgiving was attended by 90 Native Americans and 53 Pilgrims. But back to the modern day and age. This year in Monticello, of course, we have our annual Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. A few of those to look out for this year, of course, is going to be Walmart. A few hot items on Walmart's Black Friday ad is, of course, the flat screen TVs. They have the Roku Smart TV 50-inch for 4K for $148. And the AirPods are going to be $129, and that's $15 less than the usual price. Other Black Friday shopping you don't want to miss out is Stage. They'll be doing a $50 off closing sale. Everything must go. And I think their most popular thing is their really cute boots that are like $20. And that's it.
Okay. So, with the topic of Thanksgiving and of Black Friday introduced, I would like to open up a discussion about what has been said. So, what do you guys think about Thanksgiving? No. Better yet, what do you think about Black Friday? Well, what's your take on it? Like, how does it practically?
I think it's fun. Actually, it's fun.
You think it's fun?
I go every year.
You go every year?
It's all fun and games until the grandma gets hip checked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is true. There's a lot of violence that's unwarranted that occurs during Black Friday. I'm sure you've attended one, Giovanni, a Black Friday event. Mm-hmm. You haven't been?
I've never been.
I mean, I never really had any, like, bad Black Friday experiences because I think usually, like, nowadays it's kind of, like, pointless to go to Black Friday because stores are always, like, having, like, deals earlier and earlier, you know? So, like, you don't really have to, like, stand in line anymore.
And brands always have sales all the time. Like, Logan?
Also, on the upside of this, with the advent of online shopping, it's kind of gotten rid of that whole craze of everyone trying to cram into one store to get the best deals before they're gone. Because now you can just stay at home in your pajamas, sit on your couch, doing nothing better except scrolling your phone and getting what you want instead of having to fight a grandma and a whole bunch of other crazy people to just get the same TV that your grandchild wanted.
Exactly. You know, you don't have to deal with online shopping, the advent of it. Black Friday doesn't become much of an event, especially because a lot of online sites do have Black Friday sales. I mean, every year I see Amazon with their big banner about Black Friday coming up. And, like, I feel like, you know, it's really for the older people at this point. Mm-hmm. Going to Black Friday is just tradition.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany,
you said you've been there every year.
my first one, I was so scared because there's people fighting over stuff that I had to get sent home. Like, my mom had to take me home.
Yeah.
You would think that, like, Walmart is the worst place to be during Black Friday, but girl,
It was.
if you go to Stage, people be fighting over them boots. Like $20, you know, like the Rampage boots, like the booties and stuff like that. Like, wow, it's crazy.
If anything on Black Friday, if anything, we all have to feel sorry for the retail workers. We have to come in the day after Thanksgiving and deal with all that madness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a huge stress. Like, I don't know, I've seen fights, I've heard of fights. My grandmother used to work at Walmart, and it was quite an experience being there on D-Day, like at 0 hour when everyone's trying to fight over everything. Like, I would wake up at 3 a.m. because my grandma had to, like, man one of those lines. Like, she had to be in one of those lines, and gosh, it's things people will do to each other, things people will say, will act like as soon as those bargains come their way, you know?
It's just the id, my guys. It's just the id of the subconscious coming to light.
I felt bad for my papa last year because he went to, like, Black Friday last year. It was his first time ever going to Black Friday, and he wanted to get one of the, we wanted to get a laptop. And he didn't know, like, you had, because, you know, like, for some of those things, you have to, like, have, like, a ticket. He didn't know you had to have, like, a ticket. So he, like, stood in line, waiting and waiting. And then, like, he got up there, and then the woman was like, oh, yeah, we just gave away our last one. It's funny.
Yeah. And then that's the whole thing of supply and demand. There's not enough supply. I would feel cheated.
Yeah.
And, you know, with so many people milling about, especially in, like, a smaller town like ours, like Monticello, it's going to be a lot of stealing as well.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be a lot of stealing. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't have a high opinion of Black Friday because it's a huge stress on retail workers. I know that from personal experience. It's a stress on people. They feel like they need to get these deals. People are terrible to each other, quite frankly. And, you know, it's a stress on law enforcement, too, because, I mean, you have fight after fight, and then, like, something really dangerous, you know. I don't know. I think it's just a stress on the whole population for half-price TV.
Right.
You know.
But the deals, Gavin.
Or $15 off on AirPods.
Yeah, $15 off on AirPods.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored as well. Yes, very true.
The deals are so addictive, man. You just got to get that fix every year.
Right.
It's very true. I mean, the advertisers prey on your sense of needing something now. Like, you've got this deal and it's only going to happen tonight.
But it's more organized now.
Well, yeah, that's definitely true. In the past years, it's gotten a lot less dangerous. I mean, we're not telling anybody out there to be afraid of Black Friday, okay, or that it's useless. I mean, it can be a fun experience.
I love Black Friday.
Yeah.
You can kind of work out at Black Friday, too, you know?
I mean, running around, all that.
Yeah.
Especially, like, since we're in a smaller town. None of that stuff's gonna happen here. Like, realistically, I'm just saying that, like, I wouldn't go to it, but Brittany loves it.
That's where we get most of our Christmas stuff.
Yeah, so use your own discretion when it comes to Black Friday. It's a very, very big event. Although, you got to get something for the holidays, and you need it now. Got to get it then.
Oh, I need more money. And I need it now.
Change your word. All right. So,
Whatever happened, man.
now we're going to move on to our segment about real world events with Brittany. Shoot.
I have a worldwide, national, whatever you want to call it, event that probably almost everyone knows. It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Woo! Macy's!
Do you guys know about that?
What did you say?
The Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade.
Oh, yeah, we watch it every year.
I don't know. If you
never
don't watch
watched
it, you at least have it playing in the background while you eat.
I never watched
Yeah,
it.
it's on November 28th in Midtown Manhattan. And you more than likely you can watch it on TV or live from your computer or phone. But did you know that Arkansas is actually starting their Christmas festivals in November? The 22nd to the 30th, there's going to be a Festival of Christmas at Jones Performing Arts Center in Arkadelphia. And the Northern Lights Festival on November 30th at the Argenta Plaza in North Little Rock. And there's actually, the Nutcracker is going to be playing at University of Arkansas at Monticello on December 1st.
Wonderful. Okay. So now we're going to move on to entertainment news with Logan. Please be brief.
No. Well, as everyone knows, on Thanksgiving, one of the most traditional parts, besides watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and eating the turkey, is watching football. And this Thanksgiving, we have 3 games going on. We have the Bears and Lions playing at 11:30 a.m. Central Time, with the Bills and the Cowboys playing at 3:30 p.m., and the Saints and the Falcons playing at 7:20 p.m. But for those who say football isn't their thing or just get done early and none of their favorite teams are playing, we have 3 movies coming out that should be good. We have the sequel to Frozen, which, be honest, I'm surprised it took Disney this long to make it. 21 Bridges, which, I don't know the one. And everyone's favorite childhood character, Mr. Rogers. His movie is coming out.
I'm excited to watch
Awesome guy.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't mention Last Christmas, though.
Last Christmas?
I haven't even heard of that.
Would you like to illuminate us on that?
Yes, it is so good. I watched it. It's really sad. So
Is it a Hallmark movie?
no, it's in theaters now. With the girl, the woman from Game of Thrones, the one that played, I think her name like Khaleesi.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her.
Oh, yeah. I don't know her
Actually,
real name, but yeah.
she plays in it. And it's a really good movie. Super sad. And the man from Crazy Rich Asians, I think the lead character. It's really good. It's so sad.
We'll definitely check that out as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Continue, Logan.
some more news and entertainment. Since Black Friday is coming up, that means there shall be deals on a multitude of video games. Some of the hottest sales predicted for this year for the PlayStation, we have Death Stranding by Kojima Productions, as well as Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for all systems.
Was that made by?
It's made by EA, which, to be honest, has full control over the whole Star Wars licensing property after Disney took over. And their first few attempts at it would say lackluster at best. And they already had an RPG planned in production, but they scrapped it.
So how do you think this is going to affect this game?
It's going to put some hopes a little bit high and some others a bit low on it, since it is made by EA, which have been known to be very heavily microtransactioned in their games. But so far, what I've seen, it's been mostly positive. Because it's been a while since there's been a decent Star Wars RPG game come out, and from the few bits of footage I've seen from it, they seem to have nailed it home pretty well.
Excellent. Any more?
I know, besides the normal game bundles and the games they couldn't sell earlier. Oh, wait, there is a new release that came out this week that should have some decent deals with it on Black Friday. That'd be Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. A continuation of the Pokemon series. Okay.
It's still
Dude, it's like The Simpsons. It's like The Simpsons at this point. It just keeps going.
Is that on Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
All right. Wait, did you ask if it was on Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
That's the only thing Nintendo's really got going for. They still make games for right now. That isn't the Wii, which the last game on that will be Dance Dance 2020.
This is the last game they'll make for the Wii?
That's so sad. Well, I assume that there will be some great deals on those games. That's the recent gaming and entertainment news and our recent events, the events correlating with our theme for today. And speaking of our theme for today, we are going to segue into Giovanni's segment, which is our story time segment. We're going to be talking about several things about Thanksgiving. Let's go.
Hello. So I'm just gonna ask y'all questions. You can each answer on your own. What do y'all usually do for during the whole Thanksgiving break?
Well, this year, I'm finally doing something different than just sitting at home. I'm going to a football game.
A what?
A football game.
Oh,
A big one, like the big ones.
Well, before Thanksgiving. I'll be back in town by Thanksgiving. So,
but around the Thanksgiving holiday.
yeah.
Interesting.
Usually for me, it's usually just sitting around waiting for Thanksgiving to happen, getting preparations, getting the food to make the meals and all that, and then getting down our Christmas decorations to put them up.
I usually just catch up on my wrists. But I think after this year, I'm wanting to do stuff like I want to go out and travel with friends and stuff.
Yeah, we need Friendsgiving.
I want to do that during college.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And like you said, we actually put up our Christmas stuff right after Thanksgiving.
See, that's acceptable. Not before, after.
All right. So, what am I doing for Thanksgiving? Eating. I really don't have much to elaborate on. Anyway,
Well, what will you be eating?
I don't know.
Food. Personally, my family doesn't really celebrate it traditionally how they do in the United States. But hopefully this year a family comes over and we eat. And other than that, I don't think I'm gonna go out of town or anything like that. My second question is talking about my family's traditions. Do any of y'all's families have traditions for Thanksgiving?
Not really. I mean, we just get together and eat. Yeah.
Tradition my family has, every Thanksgiving, we all head out to my grandma's house to eat. Pretty fun.
Yeah, that's what we do. We go to our grandma's house.
I wish I could go somewhere.
Or we go to my Nana's house and eat with her and help her fix the food and everything.
No. Pretty much changes every year what we do. With all holidays, though, we either go over to my mother's house or she comes over to ours.
Do y'all have any cool Thanksgiving stories? Anything funny or cool that's happened?
Not really.
Not really. Mine are pretty tame.
I think this is a little weird. After we're all done, the turkey's just sitting on the table. My aunt would be sitting at the end of the table. She would grab the turkey and start picking off the meat, off the bones. She won't let anyone get to it first. She'll just start picking at it and sorting stuff out. It's weird.
I don't think of anything that can top that.
We don't have turkey for Thanksgiving. I've never had turkey. I told y'all yesterday. The first time I ate turkey was here at school yesterday on the Thanksgiving thing. So that's interesting. We
So
never have
do
turkey, and that's a
you-
big staple. You just eat ham.
Okay. So,
Who or what are y'all most thankful for?
I am most thankful for BTS.
be serious.
Be honest, I'm most thankful for my great family. Even though we do butt heads on stuff occasionally, it's good to have them around.
I'm thankful for my friends because when I moved here in the 4th grade, I didn't think that I'd make any friends. And just like gradually, I made more and more friends. And just like really thankful for that.
What am I thankful for? Being alive, I guess. Being able to support my family. Being able to have a college education so that I can reciprocate some of what they've given me all of my life. Thankful for my family in general, thankful for my friends, thankful for the circumstances which I've been afforded recently and of my own hand.
I'm most thankful for my family.
All right, guys. Well, that was the first episode of Stay Woke MHS. I am your host, Gavin Kelly. I have been with my co-hosts, Giovanni Santos, Anisha Lindsay, Logan Owens, and Brittany Cathy. And happy Thanksgiving! And stay woke, MHS.